Track 13, Unit 5, Lesson 1, Activity A. Listen and do. Part 1.
Now let's have a look at this fan chart. This shows us global population growth and future projections from 1950 to 2050. As you can see, the median projection is for an increase to 8.9 billion, but there are higher and lower projections too. The highest projection is for 10.6 billion, and this is nearly 50% more than the lowest projection for 2050. We have to hope that this number is very wrong, because the median projection of 8.9 billion is already extremely high.
Part 2.
Take a look now at the pie charts, which tell us a lot about the world's land and water. From this one, we can see the different shares of global surface area for land and sea. We often think of countries like Russia and Canada as huge, but really and truly the total area of land is only 25% of the global surface area. This is approximately a third of the surface area of sea. In other words, the amount of the Earth's surface that is covered by sea is huge, and we humans have to share quite a small part of our world, the part that we call land, with millions of other species of animals and plants.
Part 3.
Let's turn now to the land that is biologically productive, land where plants and animals can live. From this chart we can see the different shares of productive land. Now let's look at farmland. Out of the total amount of productive land, this is just 13%, which seems very low. It's exactly half the area of open grassland, for example. But we need to remember that farmland, which includes intensive crop production, can only use the best, most productive land. And the fact is that we humans already use nearly all of that. So if the population rises to nearly 9 billion people by 2050, we will have to get even more food from that land than we already do.
Part 4.
Now let's look at another chart. Well, we've already seen that fresh water, the water that we can use, is a very small part of the world's water. And here we can see that the amount of fresh water that we can easily use is also very small. That's the active water in rivers and lakes and the groundwater that we can get out of the land. Out of the total amount of fresh water, this is just over 23%. Compare that with all the water in the form of ice, most of it in Antarctica. This is over 3 times the amount of groundwater and active water together, and we can't use it because it's too far away.